Hello, everyone. We are finally live after it just goes around and around and around and around. And little Piper is over here on the rug on the side here. She's doing remarkably well considering. So thank you all for your prayers. Sheila, thank you. She says, hello, Diana. I hope Piper's doing better. She is. We'll go back. We're going to wait a few months before we go back for another ultrasound to see if the tumor is gone. But she's eating, she's playing ball. You'd never know she's got cancer. So hopefully she's going to be around for another few years. Thank you. Thank you, Sheila. Okay, these are our monthly predictions for April, and we're coming on. I'm going to start doing this the third week of the month instead of the fourth, only because the fourth, like last month, is the end of the month. And I want to give you a little heads up before the end of the month. And so these are our predictions for April by Phillip, my spirit guide. So these are our psychic predictions for April. And, you know, I want to say what happens in the U.S. is affecting the world. And so those of you who have our backs and those of you who are holding us in love, thank you. Well, hello, Juliet. She says, hello and happy Friday. Good to see you live. And for those of you who can't come live, thank you. I thank you all for your thumbs up, your likes, your comments below. And every other Friday, not every other Friday, but Fridays other than when we do the monthly predictions, I will answer questions that you have. If they're personal questions, please contact me personally. My website information's below, or it's just my name. Give me a call or email me and we'll get you set up for a session. So, but if they're esoteric questions that we have, I'm happy to answer those questions if they're of interest to our whole audience. So thank you. Hello, Gaida. She says, happy spring to everyone from Gaida in Woodridge, Illinois, USA. Thank you. Sheila is from Amsterdam, and Juliet is from the USA. I happen to know those two. So we are having a beautiful spring day here, but obviously not a real warm one. I'm still wearing sweaters. So it was in the 20s when I got up this morning. That's cold. I like my turtlenecks when it's in the 20s. All right, my friends, let's get started here. And again, our little Piper's right here beside us, and you probably will see her before we finish, but here we go. I always say, hold on till the end, because that's really when we get the upbeat that Phillip helps us with, but he's got some yucky stuff up front. So here we go. The erratic energies of March continue and increase in April. Expect normal weather patterns for April to increase in intensity. April showers will be thunderstorms. Small campfires will become large forest fires. April breezes will become thunderous winds. There will be a call for impeachment of the U.S. president by the people marching in the streets. They will be joined by people worldwide in sentiment, but not in the streets. They will be heard in Washington, but no immediate action will be taken at this time. I just need to stop here for a moment. What this administration is doing, regardless of who you voted for or your politics, if you're a U.S. citizen, what this administration is doing is shameful. They just dismantled the Department of Education. And as a former educator, as somebody, I taught at a university years ago. I taught in the schools, language arts at the university. I taught different religions, speech, etc. What has happened to the aid that helps people in this country and around the world. What has happened to Social Security and Medicare and Medicaid, what is happening is shameful. I do not support what this administration is doing. And I will say, anybody who has a heart and cares about others, anyone who understands what I mean when I say have empathy for those less fortunate, you cannot support the administration. And you see our little precious one in the back there. My heart bleeds for the veterans. My heart bleeds for those who have lost their jobs, their homes. I'm angry about everybody in history was taken off the federal website unless they're a white man. Enough of my anger. You get it. Let's go on with April predictions. We continue to ask you to move out of anger. Imagine that. And into emotions that are kinder to yourself and to all others. You are pulling into your life the energy of your emotion. Okay, you just heard me get angry. But you also heard me then say, okay, enough of that, and pull back. And that's what we do. Yes, get angry, not at the people, but at the acts, at the harm that is being done. Get angry, but don't live there. Pull it back. I just demonstrated that without realizing I was doing that. Phillip goes on to say, when others are unkind to you, stop and ask yourself, what are you emoting? Do the same when others are kind to you. Oh my gosh, that is so true. When I'm out and about and people hold doors for me, I always thank them. I always tell people, when you've done a kindness for me, 10 are coming your way. But when I'm upset, people don't hold doors for me. So what are you emoting? It's coming right back instantly. Phillip goes on to say, your private world determines the larger world. Are you creating a world of fear and anger or one of love and kindness? And again, it's not about not pushing back. It's not about never getting angry. It's about not living in it. And push back against the policies. The U.S. is experiencing a world of fear and anger. Yes, we are. Many are trying to correct this via fear and anger. This will be even more pronounced this month of April. So push back, get angry, say enough of this, and then leave the anger. Don't push back in the anger. Push back in the love, in the power of love. Both sides now are clashing and there's too much anger, and we need to counter that. Phillip goes on to say, this is not a calm month, but a volatile one. Erratic energies are fighting each other. Be not among those who add to the wars. Instead, add to the peace. Condemn not a person. Condemn instead the actions. This is a month to be creative. Creative energies flow as rapidly as the muddy waters from the floods of April. Let your mind to be washed clean. Let your mind be washed clean of thoughts that hold you back from your dreams. I'm going to repeat that because I think that's really important. This is a month to be creative. Creative energies flow as rapidly as do muddy waters from the floods of April. Let your mind be washed clean of thoughts that hold you back from your dream. So let go of the fear. Realize your dream. The dream may not be fulfilled this month. You are building for that which comes in May. Excuse me. Be alert when in tall buildings. 1 and possibly 2 may fall in a major city in the U.S. The vulnerable cities are Houston, Chicago, and New York. We ask all to hold these cities in love and light to avoid harm. Yes, this is possible. When we do this, when we hold those buildings or those cities in light, it changes the energy. This is not to say we can always stop destruction. We can only do so if that path is open. So we can stop destruction, but only if the path of destruction, of stopping the destruction, is open. And we actually create that. Sending love, light every day. Phillip goes on to say, this is a month forgiveness will be needed. It is a time of great healing if you so allow yourself to bring forth that which you have suppressed and heal wounds that you have kept you from loving yourself. It is then when you heal the wound and love yourself that you will know the truth of love. So this is a month to really love yourself. Phillip ends, and I put this in the comments. This month provides the choice between explosion or healing, between storms or sunshine. What will you choose? We're going to get a message from Phillip's book here just in a moment. And this is the Oracle book, as you know. But I just want to say hello. I'm looking over here. Aired Ale Guy. Okay, it took me a minute because this is the bigger screen over here. So I'm looking over here. Cold, wet, and cloudy here in Maine, USA. You know, it's been a while since I've been at Maine, but the last time I was in Maine, I had on sweaters and I had on coats, and the natives had on t-shirts. So if you're saying it's cold, wet, and cloudy here in Maine, I believe it's really cold, wet, and cloudy. But what a beautiful state. Maine is such a beautiful state. I love it, and love the people there. And Portland was fun, and the national park. It seems it's just left me for a moment, but it was beautiful, and along the coast, everywhere. And Judy says, sending love and hearts, and we take it. And it's good to see Aired Ale. Might be an Irish one with that ale. He says, Acadia. Yes. All I could think of was the A, Acadia. Acadia is one of the most beautiful places on the earth. So if you ever get a chance to get to Acadia, the national, it's beautiful. And he says, Airedale. Oh, okay. I'm reading it as ale, the beer, as in dogs. Airedale. Okay. Okay. Now I see it. Airedale Guy. Well, Piper loves big dogs. So there you go. All right. Thanks for helping me out here. I need help, right? I do. All right. We're going to get our message. I'm getting a mixture of both right and left. So give me just a moment here. Left is slightly stronger. If you heard left, we're in sync. If you heard right, that's a message you really need to pay attention to. But again, it was pretty strong for both sides. So page 40, when you judge another, it is really yourself you are judging. When you judge another, it is really yourself you are judging, which is why I say, let's send love to the people. Don't put the people down. They're just human beings. But the policies, yes, we work against their policies. We work for better policies. We protest against policies that aren't good for the people. And how do we judge that? Well, if something's harming somebody else, it's probably not a good policy. Page 41. And this is for all of us, I think also. When you recognize another's right to believe differently from you, you have begun. When you understand those beliefs, you have learned. When you understand why those beliefs are held, you have grown. So when you judge another, it is really yourself you are judging, page 40. And page 41, when you recognize another's right to believe differently from you, you have begun. When you understand those beliefs, you have learned. When you understand why those beliefs are held, you have grown. You know, what helps me really is I do have friends, and we vote differently. Well, of course I have friends. But I have friends that vote differently from me, perhaps I should say. And I have friends who vote the same. I like to learn from others. And so I have discussions, political discussions included, with friends who vote differently than I vote. And it is helpful to me as I look at their lives, as I look at their beliefs, to understand why they vote the way they vote. Do I agree with them? No, but I can still love them and have discussions with them. We can't do that with everybody, but we can with some. Hello, Debbie. She says, sounds like we're in for a roller coaster ride, Diana. Hold tight, everyone. You're right. It does. But keep in mind, I'm going to read that last part again. This is a month forgiveness will be needed. It is a time of great healing if you so allow yourself to bring forth that which you have suppressed and heal wounds that have kept you from loving yourself. It is then, when you heal the wound and love yourself, that you will know the truth of love. So this month provides the choice between explosion or healing, between storms or sunshine. What will you choose? Oh, my friends, choose love. Again, it's okay to get angry, but don't live there. It's okay to fear. I mean, as a woman, especially if I'm in a place that I'm not comfortable, yeah, I'm going to experience some fear, but I don't want to live there. I want to live in a place of understanding. I want to live in a place of love, of empathy, of kindness. So, my friends, I thank you for the love that you send to us. I thank you so much for the healing energy and prayers you're sending to Piper. They're working. And I thank you so much for the love that you're sending around the world to all places that need it. And I thank you for receiving the love we're sending out to you today. Thank you for being with us this month. I hope your April is full of sunshine and healing, not the storms and explosions. Our choice, isn't it? Sunshine and healing. Great month for big leaps in healing. I love you. Thank you. See you next Friday. Bye for now. And for all of you who are with me live, thank you. And for all of your comments and your love, thank you. Bye for now.